Hey everybody, hey everybody, it's now time for my short rant on the Amazing Spider-Man film franchise. Unlike the unlike the previous videos, this will not be long at all. If you want to watch the long one with the musical intro and outro, um click in the description box below. I'm only doing this in honor of not only people lying with revisionist history trying to say that these two pieces of shit movies were good, The Amazing Spider-Man Part 1 and 2, but also because of those stupid rumors about Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire appearing in Spider-Man No Way Home. Now I'm okay with Tobey Maguire coming back, and I can see him coming back to the Spider-Man universe, but I do not want, nor can I ever see Andrew Garfield ever returning to the Spider-Man film universe. If you look at there's no script yet, but if you look at the plans they have for the movie and the story they're trying to tell, there's no reason why Andrew Garfield should be here. Yeah, it's a multiverse movie, but other than a cameo, he plays no part. His character plays no part in the original story. There is no one and no part of his original film in this film. Everyone thinks this because Jamie Foxx's Electro is returning. It's a different Electro. This Electro will probably be closer to what the comic books was, unlike the previous one. They just said he will not retain the same appearance. Therefore, yeah, it's not the same Electro. It's just the same actor reprising his role, kind of like Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool, and J. Jonah Jameson, who was in Far From Home. J.K. Simmons, who was in Far From Home, reprising his role as J. Jonah Jameson in a different universe. That's all it is. I can see Garfield coming back, even though I'm not Garfield, but Tobey Maguire coming back, because at least with Tobey Maguire, it's a Spider-Man 2 villain. It's a Doc Ock. It's pretty much a decade-long sequel to that movie right there. Then Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man trilogy, that was a popular, successful trilogy. Spider-Man, first off, the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 couldn't even outgross the Sam Raimi version. Was hated on by a lot of people, including the Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2, the first Spider-Man to receive a rotten score. And third, with Tobey Maguire, how would Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man get to this universe? What, is Doctor Strange gonna go get him? And do they even need him? Do they even need him, especially Garfield, to beat Doc Ock and Electro? Those are your two confirmed villains. So I hope not to see Andrew Garfield. I'm still mad at people. I'm subscribed to every channel that keeps bringing up news of these two appearing here, and I'm gonna do rants on those channels. I think the first one is Cosmic Theory. I think the second one, I really want to get these guys, Comicast. I really hate them. Someone already beat me to rants on those guys, but I'm really getting sick of these channels. After this was disproven by Tom Holland. Tom Holland, you got these idiots still running around talking about this garbage. Talking about this Amazing Spider-Man garbage. You got these idiots walking around talking about this Amazing Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man team up movie. Even after this was quote unquote disproven, they even tried editing Wikipedia's page to put Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's names on there. So this is what I'm sick of, and one of the reasons, not only do I hate the Amazing Spider-Man films for then the Amazing Spider-Man films, what more can I say about them? Number one, the biggest issue I have with the Amazing Spider-Man films, casting Andrew Garfield, who was a try-hard, wannabe edgelord, hipster douchebag, and a cocky show-off. Not to mention Not to mention an a-hole. He stole a guy's intern. He broke into Oscorp, stole a guy's intern badge, laughed at him, never returned it, never apologized, and got spider powers, completely different from both of the Spider-Man origins. That's the Amazing and the Ultimate, which this movie borrowed a lot from Ultimates. That was one of my complaints, but guess what? They didn't get the Ultimate version right either. So that's irrelevant right now. Then number two, you couldn't get Peter Parker, Gwen Stacy, Electro, Harry Osborn, the Lizard, Rhino, and many more characters in the story right. You had the audacity to announce sequels, spin-offs, when you can't get the main characters right. They had an audacity not only announce spin-offs, but two sequels to this movie right here are not going to happen. You can't even get Peter Parker and the other characters right. Next, and then continuing from that, then they didn't care about the source material. They didn't care if the film was even good. They just crammed it with fan service and fan baiting material. Like Trilby said, all of the worst movies in the world: Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Dragon Ball Evolution, even the worst one of all time, Batman and Robin, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2014, and the sequel Out of the Shadows. What else? Judge Dredd 1995. All of these, Green Lantern 2011. All of these movies, they had Easter eggs, but they didn't affect the storyline. They didn't affect or have any impact on the storyline at all. Spider had all these Easter eggs and setups to other movies that are not going to happen now. That did nothing to advance or add to your movie. Just furthermore distract from your movie and show you how terrible it was, and show you how you didn't have faith in the source material. Even the worst films ever at least knew to focus on your first film first. That is the most offensive thing, and what makes The Amazing Spider-Man the worst movie of all time. The worst comic book movie of all time. It's not the worst movie of all time, but it's the worst comic book movie of all time. The only thing worse than this is Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, which a new rant on that is right after this. A new small rant on that is right after this video right here. But this movie was atrocious. So that was number two. That was number two, and I guess 3 for the fan service. So yeah, those are the big reasons. Then finally, when you get around to researching the comic books, looking at what it was and seeing how much the movie got right, inaccurate to the comic books, the storylines and the fan service and everything else would have been there. But at least the terrible storylines and the fan service and the fan baiting material would have been there. But can we at least say, did you at least follow the Spider-Man comic books? Did you at least represent Spider-Man right? No, you didn't. You went even further away from the source material that Sam Raimi was. Next, you rehashed stuff from Sam Raimi. Everything terrible about Sam Raimi was this movie. So stop trying to pick up flaws from Sam Raimi. Everything that was terrible and gay about Sam Raimi was this movie right here. Were these two movies right here. And then next is the revisionist history from fans. Fans lying, saying these movies were great and underappreciated. No, they weren't. All the hate, all the bashing, all the protesting that they got, they deserve. They deserve to make no money. Even $14 million combined, it's still too much money. But even with that, you couldn't top the MCU. You let Captain America and Guardians of the Galaxy, Flagman and Birdman with Ninja Soldier Man, and Guardians of the Galaxy, Peter Quill, a talking tree, Peter Quill, a Flash Gordon style of character, a talking tree and Groot, Batista with a skin disease, and Rocket Raccoon, a raccoon with a rocket launcher, and a green woman with a blue man and a Afro-American with a machine on his head. You let that beat you. A team of B-list heroes beat you at the box office. You still can't outgrow Sam Raimi, and you still can't top the MCU, even with all the hype and fanfare you had. No, these movies deserve to fail, and thank the Lord for every critic who woke up and immediately smelled the bullshit and woke up and understood how these movies sucks. There's no reason you can like these movies. Either you're an adult or a kid or female who just doesn't know any better, who just doesn't know any better. You're extremely open minded and like anything, or you're anything related to Spider-Man, or or you're a dumbass, you're an idiot, you're a sheep, you're a moron who knows nothing about Spider-Man, and if you're one of those fake you know who you are. I'm coming after you again. If you're one of those fake protesters of movie Dragon Ball Evolution and movie protesters in general who demand good movies, and you're present at this, you're also a hypocrite. You're also a quote unquote hypocrite. And there are 6 or 7 who know who I'm talking about, and I'm coming after you, coming after everyone who like this film, especially if you are part of the Dragon Ball protest, which last but not least we all know taking down both of these movies was retaliation for not supporting, for taking down Dragon Ball Evolution and later Green Lantern. And they don't need me to defend them, but talking trash about the Avengers and MCU. Back when the Avengers released for the first time, when the MCU was kicking so much butt, we had these jealous, Amazing Spider-Man fans and Nolan Knights. The Nolan people, I'll deal with them later because they're not relevant right now. But we have these two jealous fan bases who couldn't accept that this was the future, this was the present, this is what was it now, So they tried to discredit the Avengers. They tried to discredit the Avengers in MCU, and what was worse, Nolan I can understand, but to try to discredit the Avengers to hype up the Amazing Spider-Man is unforgivable. Talk down, and today they still do it, even now with the newest Spider-Man series out. People like to say, "Oh, well, Tom Holland was Iron Man Jr. Was Iron Man Jr. This was Edward Cullen Jr. This was wannabe Tony. This was wannabe Robert Downey Jr. This was wannabe Christian Bale's Batman, and just a try-hard edgelord and hipster. Nothing like Peter Parker, except for him visually looking like the character." And people try to say, "Well, this was modern." I'm sorry, Peter Parker's a nerd, and I know a lot of you hate that, but that's who Peter Parker was. And he doesn't have to be as goofy and cringeworthy, I guess, as Tobey Maguire was in his series, but yet it must be a nerd, not some cool try-hard guy. We need to have Peter Parker being bullied, not someone else being bullied, and Andrew Garfield's character standing up for him. No skateboards. Yeah, this was my short remade rant on the Amazing Spider-Man films, which was also, like I said, this was also I also did this as a setup to the upcoming Spider-Man No Way Home movie coming later this year. You want to see the longer webcam version I did in 2019 or 2020, you can see that with the musical intro and outro, you can see that on my Super Beta 400 channel, description box below, and you can find my previous Amazing Spider-Man rants here on this channel. Just go searching through my channel and the categories, and you'll find both of them. Well, I'm finished for now. Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F is next.